One lie. Just one lie. That's all it takes to make that woman look at you different from that point forward. One thing that you left out on purpose, one thing that you thought you could keep getting away with and hide from her, just one. That's all it takes. And what's funny is a lot of dudes try to play victim. You get caught and it changed her perspective of you. And now you, this, all the good stuff I done did, all the years we done been together, all this, that, and the other. I thought you really loved me. Hold on. How is it that all of those things that you're trying to stack up to say that she's wrong for feeling how she feels didn't keep you from doing the thing that made her feel how she feels? Furthermore, let's just fully understand this, because as men, it's crazy. We already do. Any dude I talk to, have ever talked to, man, yeah, you can't trust these dudes. My circle's small because these dudes out here, they're crossing. All it takes is one time and I'm done with them. I cut them off. I keep my circle small. Dudes understand this. But when it comes to a woman, she's wrong, or she's unforgiving, or she's bitter, or she's holding on to something she should have let go of a long time ago. Because to you, it was a small deal, but to her, it made you a stranger. That's why one thing that you lie about to that woman can change how she looks at you from that point forward. She can go from loving you, respecting you, admiring you, to literally being disgusted and repulsed at the thought of you. That's all it takes is one thing. I know that's harsh. It took me a while to understand this myself, but I get it. If you go to a restaurant, it got all the best dishes, the best menu, the best chef, the best ambiance, but they don't wash their hands after they use the bathroom. Wouldn't that ruin your experience with the restaurant? Because now that filters everything that you could experience or have experienced through that particular thing that you had to probably see on your own. I'm just off the top of the dome here. I'm trying to make it make sense to dudes, because I don't think y'all understand when you make these decisions, you thinking you done accumulated so much leverage. Oh, I done did this, that, and the other. Oh, I done paid for this. I done paid for that. I done laid it down on a good. You thinking you accumulated all this leverage. Boy, that can be negated by one lie that you tell. Ladies, if I'm speaking facts, put facts down in the comments, please. And even worse, because I'm gonna tell my sisters out there, this is what happens a lot of times. A dude would try to accumulate his leverage through his finances. Let me put this one more time, because y'all blew me up last night. I told y'all, if you dating these days, as a woman, if you are dating, in a relationship, whatever, you need to have at least, I would say on the low end, $15,000 in your account for emergencies. You may need to leave, you know, in healing from that toxic relationship. You may not be able to perform at work. You may need more days than what they're willing to give you just for your sanity. But if you don't have $15,000, $20,000, don't trip. There's no shame here. Okay. Most people don't, but you absolutely need to have at least a 700 credit score. And if you like me, things done happen. A couple of years ago, I had a 4 something, like I think it was like 5. It kept hovering around the 490 to about 510. If you like me, don't trip. Get you a certified, legitimate credit repair specialist. They can get your credit clean. I would say in no more than 30 days. Sometimes it can take a little longer. My guy got mine up. I'm not ashamed to say my credit score was down in the low 500s, because it's an 816 now after he cleaned it, and it's all legal. But you got to find a legitimate person. If you want my credit repair specialist, I'm going to put this right here. He's not cheap. It cost me $2,000. But if you want my credit repair specialist, he did this for a few people last night, but a lot of y'all missed out. So he said he'll do it again till midnight. He will clean your credit from top to bottom so you can go get a $15,000 credit card for emergencies, and you don't have to come in depending on nobody. And he'll do it for $250, not $2,000. That's his normal price. But if you want my credit repair specialist, not somebody I seen and I think they do good, the guy that fixed my credit, click the link that you see pinned down there in the comments. When you go there, you'll even see me show you my credit scores. I refresh the page so you know ain't no cap. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The worst thing as a woman is when you're with this man, his mask comes off and you can't even move around because he has gotten that financial leverage. He is integrated into your survival, into bills being paid. You're afraid of now having to take on everything. Maybe he was a horrible dude in terms of his physical discipline, his respect for you, him meeting your emotional needs, his gaslighting, but he gave some kind of contribution, and now you can't take all that he's done to beat you down, plus the life blow up of having to now take care of everything financially. That's the worst situation to be in. It's one thing when you realize that man is toxic. It's another thing when you can't even leave him because you're dependent on him for his survival. So always come in with your own. I'm not saying dudes out here don't provide. I'm not saying you need to be hyper dependent. I'm saying come from a place of independence until that man proves he's safe for you to now depend on him more. I hope I'm making sense here. I'm hoping making sense. Oh, by the way, Renee said he didn't do last night. Okay. First off, let me just be clear. Legitimate credit repair, not the scams, is a process. It's like getting your car fixed. If you take your car in, they got to work on your car. It's going to be a process. So when you guys get your link, this is my guy who did my credit now, so I can vouch for him. You're going to get an email that's requesting that you book a call. He's going to need information from you. You got to do your part so he can do the work on your credit. Just so we're clear. You know, some people get misled because you've been out here with these scammers who just say, I can snap my fingers. No, legitimate repair is a process. Back to what I was saying. Because I really want to stick to the part where men get this through their head. You don't got no 9 lives. You don't get to get out here, humiliate, embarrass this woman, change her whole perspective of you, and continue forward because once upon a time you did something good. And a lot of times the woman is not even upset about the lie. She's more devastated about what the lie reveals about your integrity, about what she's been missing the entire time about your integrity. The lie simply opened the door to all of the other potential lies you could have been telling this whole time. And what your intentions are going forward, should she not find out on her own. No woman wants proof that in order for her to know the full truth about you, she's going to have to be an investigator. No woman wants that. No woman gets into a relationship to be an investigator. She got in a relationship to be in love. So she understands that lying about small things indicates your willingness to lie about big things. The lie itself, that's just evidence that her real concern is the character that produced it. It's not just the thing. You thinking, oh, you mad about that? Yeah, I texted this girl and I was texting her about linking up and I did link up and that was just that. But that's all you mad about that? She's mad that that desire is there and that can't coexist with the desire that you told her to be with one woman and one woman only. And that's her. It can't. And it can't. Renee, send me your message. Send me a message. Send me an inbox. It can't. So when you change your whole paradigm to that woman, when you change your whole framework, when you show her you're not who she thought you was, now she's going to treat you like a stranger. And if she's a good woman, she can't get close to just any kind of stranger. She can't get sexual with any kind of stranger. She can't talk to and be vulnerable with any kind of stranger. So what's she going to do? Back away. So you thinking that you got one up on her because she depends on you or y'all locked in for however many years, et cetera, et cetera. It don't matter if she's physically there. She mentally and emotionally will back away from you, get as far away from you as she possibly can. That's what she's going to do. You lying about where you at and who you talking to. She don't want to sign up for worrying about that the rest of her life. And so what happens here is what I call a credibility collapse, where every past inconsistency is now suspicious instead of innocent by default. That one confirmed lie, it makes every previous doubt feel validated now. Now, she can't entertain that, you know what, maybe I'm just not able to trust and I need to heal. She can't even do that no more. The moment she gets a suspicion about you, She has to go and find out all the way through. That's the worst position to be in a relationship. That's the worst position, where your suspicions have more credibility than that man, because that suspicion led to the truth before that man ever did. The relationship, a healthy relationship, is supposed to hold a mirror to things that maybe you are suspicious about, but be able to reflect back to you the ways that you're now safe, and you don't need to explore that suspicion. So that's where healing happens in the relationship. You finding out trust issues that you got whole time, they're not substantiated. So now you have the go ahead to heal from that. You don't need that overprotective mechanism to protect you, because you're in a protective relationship. But whenever y'all be sitting in line, all you do is say, hey, sister girl, you might have some healing to do, but it ain't gonna happen here. The healing that you need, not only are you not going to find it here, things are about to get worse. And you expect her to still be soft and feminine and loving and affectionate? No. Or you think she gonna buy the whole, man, you paranoid. She ain't paranoid, brother. She's not, she's evidence-based. After you lie to her, she can't be faith-based. She can't be trust-based when processing your words, processing your promises. That one lie that you told her, it shifted her from believing you by default to requiring proof by default. That's too much effort in a relationship. That gets exhausting. So now her new standard, just for talking to you and believing in you, is verification, not trust. That's what she needs whenever she's dealing with a stranger. Whereas before, the lie that you told, when you said that you would be home at 7 or whatever, she could plan dinner. She could act accordingly because she believed you. Now, when you say that you'll be home at 7, she go ahead, she make backup plans. She wait till you get there to see it, to believe it, because your word no longer carries the weight of reliability. She's not being difficult. She's being realistic about your demonstrated relationship to truth. Does that make sense to anybody? Now, a lot of the issues I've had men come, dude, why she doing this? Why she ain't doing that? A woman supposed to do this and do that. I apologized. I did this, that, and the other, but she's still on that. And 9 times out of 10, I realized at some point they broke something. They miscalculated in terms of whether or not it could rebuild just as strong again. The man broke something and it's still broken. So that woman that came back from that, and some women that y'all love so hard, you'll keep trying, even though your heart ain't in it. You'll keep trying. You'll hang around. Maybe your heart will snap back into peace. Maybe. And you kind of hanging in that space where nothing is the same. You there, but nothing is the same. You can't even fake it no more. Being excited to see him. You can't even fake it no more. Being safe and at peace. Every personal goal that you got is conflicting with the relationship environment you're remaining in. Correct me when I'm wrong now. And so now the version of you that's coming forth in that relationship is not loving and soft and respectful. You don't look at him with admiration in your eyes. You look at him with, again, suspicion, fear, disgust, repulsion. Now he's getting naggy about all the stuff you're not doing, but he took that out of you. And this is why, I want men to understand that. The version of her you get in that relationship is a large reflection of what you deposited into her. You deposited all these holes in her ability to trust you. Guess what? Her energy can't even be on meeting your emotional needs. They're going to be on protecting her because you didn't care about her emotional need for safety. And sisters, this is why I also say you got to come in with your own these days. I'm all for the traditional aspect. I'm a traditional provider. I just don't think the odds is in your favor to find a man who is safe to provide for you. Not these days. The guys that provide, most times, not all the time, but they're doing it to supplement for the character they know you're going to reveal that they don't have. So they go ahead and again try to get financial equity in your life. So when you realize who they truly are, you can't just up and leave, even though it's the best decision for you. Nobody wants to talk about this. And again, I understand you can't just go get another job and save up 20,000. Most people can't do that. Some of y'all can. That's great. If you can, please do. Have your little nest egg. But if not, a 700 credit score will be just as powerful as $20,000 in the bank. I'm not saying go get a credit card and run it up on nonsense. I'm saying if you got a 700 credit score, you can get you a $20,000 credit card, or maybe one or two, probably even more than that, honestly. You honestly should be able to get like 40. But if you got a 700 credit score, no man can come in using his finances as a way to dominate or overstay his welcome. For those that want access to the credit repair, my credit repair specialist, I can't vouch for nobody else, but the guy that took my credit score from a 5 something to an 816 now, if you want access to that for $250 instead of the $2,000 he normally charges, comment the word fixed. Comment the word fixed. Fixed, comment fix. You getting it through me is going to allow you to get it for just $250. He's going to do that through midnight. That's for those of y'all that want a fresh start. It's August 1st. If you want a fresh start, the credit score repair is the best way. 30 days or less. He's fixed some people's credit in as little as a week. But I don't want to, set y'all up for the wrong expectations if it takes you 30 days like me. It took me 4 weeks, actually. But no matter how you do it, I don't care how you do it. You can go and learn how to fix credit yourself. Find a way to come in, not from a void, but from a place of, this man has to add value to my singleness. So you can get the man that you want, not the man that you need for survival. That's where, if you don't come in on that, you're not going to get what you deserve in the dating scene. You're going to get what you'll take. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. I would love for it to be, just like the old days where men took pride in taking care of a woman. And even if things didn't work out, he still made sure she was straight on the way out. She didn't have to fear getting put out the house, or she didn't have to fear all of the anxiety of now taking on the full financial burden that he inserted himself into, knowing he wasn't going to do right by her. But if I was talking to my daughter in 10 years and she's dating, I would tell her this exact same thing. Any of my sisters. Because when that truth calibration happens, everything a man says has to get measured against the lie that he told. I don't care how simple it is. Baby, I'm about to just go and see my mama. She in town. She just got in. She just flew in. I'm about to go see my mama. Guess what? She can't trust that. Everything you say comes into question. That lie as a man, when you lie to a woman and it reframes your entire character to her, it becomes the baseline for what you're capable of. You see it as the exception to what you did. No, because she understands. It's not the exception to what you did. You just got caught, and that was the exception to you getting away with it. So now she's got to recalibrate what honesty looks like coming from you specifically. Even if it was something small. And when it's something small, even your bigger claims are getting taken with a grain of salt. So your feelings, your commitment, she's all going to say to herself, y'all tell me if I'm speaking facts down in the comments. Put facts if I'm speaking facts. After that man lie to you, break your trust, everything that he say is now going to trigger the thought in your mind as a woman, this is coming from the same man who lied about X, Y, and Z. If he'll lie about that, what else he'll lie about? That lie now becomes the measuring stick for your integrity. And even worse, when her friends, when her circle, when whoever her tribe is also knows that you're a liar, she can't even go to them with pride and confidence and say, boyfriend says we're going to do this. Boyfriend says he wants to do that. Boyfriend says he wants to marry me one day. Boyfriend says he's going to get us a nice house. Boyfriend says she can't even go to them. She's now got to handle the relationship with shame. And what you're going to get from that woman, all the stuff that you complain about, it comes from her being exhausted. Why is she exhausted? Why is your woman tired all the time? Why is she saying, I don't want to have sex, I'm tired? Well, partially because she's repulsed by you, but a lot of times it might literally be because she's tired from the exhausting thought loops of every single day being in a relationship with a man and trying to live in two lives in a relationship with you, but feeling like a stranger to you, auditing every story, every explanation, every excuse you've ever given. One lie triggers a forensic examination of your entire communication history with that woman. She's replaying it all, even the stuff you may have genuinely meant. You said you loved her. You loved her character. You appreciated her. You thought she was an amazing woman. She gotta rethink all of that. On top of the times that things just didn't add up, when your emotions seemed off, when your reactions were strange, when you acted a little weird after getting a text message or a call, the explanation for why you couldn't hang out with her on this day or that day, that story about why you were so tired or running late coming home from work, or look, everything gets re-examined through the new lens of he's somebody that will lie to me. He did it before. He did it before. So now every future interaction, it becomes a test of whether it's an anomaly, it's just one off, it's a fluke, or is this actual character? Before, she never even had to question. Now her energy is getting spent in so many different directions. And none of them are go deeper, love harder, trust more, feel safer. Now she's got to scan everything that you do and say for future evidence of deception. Just like, this is natural, by the way. This isn't a woman thing and, she's just so emotional. Man, this is natural. This is how we survived. This is an aspect of survival mode. Back in Neanderthal days, we had to be vigilant against potential danger. It was life and death. Somebody got ate by a saber-toothed tiger. Well, next time we listen for leaves crunching out there, because that could be a saber-toothed tiger. Is literally built into us for survival. We have to be on some level negative bias. If we get hurt one time, we got to be vigilant. That's our minds. It shifts into that. But it should never have to shift into that with a grown man who said, I ain't got nothing to lie about. Why would I lie to you? That should never happen in a loving relationship where y'all supposed to be teammates, where you claim to be her partner. And I'm saying this from a perspective of, bro, I'm not perfect now. I ain't who I used to be. In my 20s, I made a mess of things. So I can speak honestly and authentically from both sides of the fence. I know the pain of losing somebody, disappointing people, a family. I know that pain. I know it. So I can speak honestly from there. And I can also say it's so much better on this side, bro, when you say something and your word is gold, because you've never given anything contradictory. You say something, you promise something, and there's not a single hint of suspicion or worry in that woman's eyes. You get the best version. She gets excited about meeting your needs. You ain't got to beg. You ain't got to guilt trip. You ain't got to try to find logic to get her to do. She just wants to do it. When a woman feels safe, bro, like you going to be overwhelmed more than anything with what she'll do to show up for you. The admiration that she has, the trust that she has with you. You ain't got to do all of this. Mind games and stuff. You only got to do that when something ain't right within you. But again, to sisters, there's going to be some men that listen to this and they get it. Unfortunately, it won't be the majority. So I highly advise you to go in making sure mentally, emotionally, physically, and yes, financially, you come in from a place of at least contentment. You can't come in dating from a place of brokenness or void. I think there's a such thing as a man who can handle that and handle that safely, but it's just not the majority. These days, you gotta date with your own. And I'm not talking about, well, I got my own job. I'm not talking about from month to month, you barely keep your head above water. Because all it takes is one heartbreak to mess up your mind even more. And now you can't think straight. You can't go to work, or you ain't focusing at work. You know how it is. There's things you don't account for. I was talking about a sister yesterday. She ready to leave a relationship, but she's not financially in position just yet. The good thing is, the great news is, because there's no shame in that. Most people aren't. They just don't know. If you ain't got the bread, if you ain't got the money in the bank, you can get a 700 or more credit score within the next couple of weeks. That may seem like a long time. Anybody promising you, promising now. I've seen it happen within 4 or 5 days, but that happens sometimes. The majority of people who get with a legitimate credit repair specialist, choose anyone that you feel confident about, can get your credit cleaned in 30 days or less, or at least have it significantly increased. When my credit was jacked up, I couldn't get a mortgage. I couldn't get a rental. I couldn't get a house. So I was willing to pay the $2,000 for somebody legitimate. If you want my guy that did my credit, come through my link and it'll only cost you $250. All total, not payments, total. I think there is a payment plan on there where you could split the $250 up. Just comment the word fixed. If you want him to look at your credit, I'm talking bankruptcies, late payments, collections, repossessions, don't matter. If it's on there legally, because I'm not going to be on a public platform promoting some illegal stuff, legally, he can get your credit fixed in the next 30 days. Even got a money back guarantee. I put the link down here. He's only going to do this till midnight. Comment fix and I'll send you the link. But back to what I was saying. Fellas, that woman can go from respecting you like a king to being repulsed by you because you reveal that you're a clown. All it takes is one lie to reframe everything you've ever said and everything you could ever say to her in the future. All it takes is one lie to wipe out everything good you thought you did and everything restorative and reparative you think you can do to make up for it. All it takes is one lie. That one lie will cause the credibility to collapse. Every past inconsistency now is suspicious instead of innocent. When you graduate from a trusted, safe space to being a questionable narrator in the story of your own life, she's got to go back and look at everything y'all ever did, and she's not going to feel the same. So all that you did to deep root into her life is now going to get uprooted. Every day that she's overthinking, every night she can't even get no sleep, every nightmare that she has, every trigger that comes up. That's all going to start uprooting everything that you thought made you safe from your consequences. Now there's this probationary period where every future interaction is a test to see like, okay, is this more deception? Instead of her being able to build on and create more core memories with you. And it's not that her new treatment of you is some type of punishment or spite. It is an appropriate response to the character information you provided. Let me stop there, man, because y'all know how I get passionate. But if you agree with anything that I said, sisters, because I'm a man, right? That's all I am. That's all I can be. But if you as a woman know that something that I said was true here, find a little arrow down here and hit the share button so we can spread this message to more people. A lot of people got it mixed up. I'm your internet big bro. You know I got your back. And yes, again, this is not just when I said something about getting financially in position. If your credit starts with a 4, a 5, a 6, you absolutely should be getting a 700 or more credit score in the next 30 days. That's how long mine took. If you click the link down here in the comments, I literally have a video on that page, because seeing is believing, showing you my credit score. Not a screenshot either. I literally log in and show you my credit score. A 816. I had the 400, 500. So ain't none of y'all out of reach if I wasn't. Comment the word fix and I'll send you a link so you can get credit repair. You got to do it today. You got to hurry. Not for $2,000, for $250 today. Comment the word fixed if you want to get your credit repair. Holla at your lady. I'll be good. Peace.